This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. We have Identitech, Andreas Gleisel, and a new one, Jake Kramer, like Seinfeld man. Thank you guys for sponsoring this video. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. I am not drinking anything special on this one because it's 10 a.m. and that's no time for whiskey, unless you're Winston Churchill. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? You can't tell me because I'll find out later in the comments, I guess. Great start to the video. Here we go, guys. It's 10 a.m. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I usually don't film this early. Usually I film like in the afternoon. So, but I have a good window right now, so I'm getting this done. Last one was Ziggy Stardust. What an album, right? I haven't fallen in love with it. I don't have that personal connection with it. It hasn't like clicked per se, but I get it. I understand what's going on there, and I can see the appeal for the album. I see why people love it. It's just not my thing, but pretty solid album. There's a lot of really compelling songwriting and composition on there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say right now. Like I said many times before, these videos are kind of meant to be seen as one kind of long video, so if I don't change my opinion from video to video, it's not a real big deal because this is a long trajectory I'm on right here. Aladdin Sane. Oh boy. Glam rock, hard rock, art rock. I'm not expecting to like this one a lot because I don't love like hard glam. I don't love hard rock. And you guys know that. Like The Man Who Sold the World, I didn't enjoy that one a ton. But I'm expecting to enjoy this one maybe, hopefully as much as like Hunky Dory, if not a little bit more. I probably won't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Ziggy, but you never know. You never know. So this came out 73, a year after Ziggy. He started recording this like several months after Ziggy came out, so it wasn't like back to back like Hunky Dory and Ziggy was. Yeah, this is kind of his first thing since becoming big after Ziggy. So very curious to see what we got going on here. There's apparently a little bit of like avant-garde jazz fusion in some of this as well, but it seems like it's very glam, very hard rock kind of a thing. So I don't know. Like I said, not optimistic, but I'm not trying to set an expectation. It's just I know that usually I don't enjoy hard glam music, but that's right. I think we're just going to dive in. No preamble, really. You know the drill at this point, right? So we begin with Watch That Man. Huh. Interesting. So at the beginning, I was like, okay, this feels like hard glam music. It sounds a little bland to my palate. I'm not really digging it, but it did some really interesting things, and I don't mean like individual things, but just like it had an interesting thing going on where it felt like if a Velvet Underground composition got like a Beatles production treatment. I would almost venture to say that this sounds more produced or more intricately produced than some of Ziggy did. Um, and I'm very thankful that it didn't have like I said in the Ziggy video, it didn't have that glam chord progression where it just kind of meanders and you never know what chord's going to come next. And some people really love that, but it just kind of makes it like untethered for me, and like I need something to kind of grip onto. It didn't have that. And also, like, when it comes to hard rock, it's usually the guitar work or the solos that I don't enjoy because they're just kind of like, and it's like there's not much melody to it. It's just like it's there, and like I can't vibe with what I'm hearing. But this had a little bit more of a melodic attitude to it in terms of the hard rock stuff. So I was pleasantly surprised on that one. Didn't wasn't head over heels, didn't love it, but it was palatable for me, which is more than I can say for a lot of glam and hard rock I've heard in the past. Which is a relief. It's a relief. So, Aladdin Sane, 1913 to 1938 to 1970 something. Does that mean he died in 1938 but then was resurrected? I don't understand. So it's a pun on a lad insane. Inspired by Bowie's half brother Terry, who had been diagnosed as a schizophrenic. Is that the same brother who the Bowie brothers was based off of? I suppose. Yeah, let's listen. Described by biographer Dave Buckley as the album's pivotal song. Well, it is the title track, right? But this is the much more avant-garde, jazzier song. So, no idea what to expect on this one. This bass in the background. Dong, 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 dong. That was great. I gotta say, I wasn't expecting to enjoy this album or to enjoy the title track, but that was like really compelling to me, and I can't really put my finger on why. It was much more like, I think, tethered than I thought it would be, but it was still very like musically enjoyable. It didn't have like, because when I listened to Velvet Underground, some of the songs were just like utter madness, right? Like She Calls My Name or whatever it was off of White Light, White Heat, I think, where I'm just like the guitar solo is just like melting my brain. And it's like I'm enjoying it because of how ridiculous it is, but not like musically. But this was probably a little closer akin to like Sister Ray, where like Sister Ray you can enjoy it more musically, even though it feels crazy. But like this just kind of felt like slightly untethered and slightly like off kilter, but it still had a rigid song structure. Pleasantly surprised. Wow. All right, let's keep going. Drive-In Saturday. I'm always down for doo-wop of any kind. I am taken aback by how palatable some of these songs are. And it's like, it's really difficult to describe this, but they feel as adventurous as anything else I've heard so far from Bowie, but they feel more grounded. Like this almost has more of a pop album feel to it, where it's like these songs go down easier. They're structured as adventurously, but they're easier to palate. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Also, I know this is right in the middle of this video, but I want to say, and I'll say this probably in the next Bowie video at the very beginning too, for anyone who misses it, I'm adding Lodger to the list of albums I'm doing. A, because I can't just do 2 out of 3 from the Berlin trilogy, right? I need to round that out. I have Low and Heroes on there. I might as well throw Lodger on. And B, it'll round it out to 10 albums, which is better than 9, right? For some arbitrary reason. It's like 10 David Bowie albums. There's still quite a few that we're missing that people wish I was doing. But I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll come back to any albums if they're from eras or around other albums that I enjoyed. So, like ones that we're missing are the first 2 albums of his, which I'm not super eager to go back to at this point, but we'll see how it stands at the end of it. We're skipping Pinups, Diamond Dogs, Young Americans. We're doing Station to Station, Low, Heroes and Lodger, Scary Monsters. We're skipping everything from Let's Dance up through The Next Day. And then we're doing Black Star to finish it off. So that's just what we're doing. And we'll pick up any like scraps that we missed along the way some point in the future down the road, if I want to, is kind of how it's gonna land. I'm not saying never, but I'm saying I don't know when or if I will get to some of those. It's just what it is. So anyway, yeah, but 3 for 3 so far. I haven't hated any of these. I haven't loved any of these, but I've enjoyed all 3 of them so far. So that's good, right? Panic in Detroit. No surprise to you guys that that's probably my least favorite so far, right? Just a little, I don't know how you describe it. It's really in the composition. It just kind of felt a little like heavier and dirty, which is fine, but you know, that just doesn't go down as easy for me. Cracked actor. Again, not another favorite, but it is palatable at least. It's compelling. What's going on is interesting. It's not just wild and ephemeral. There is some structure to it that I find intriguing. So, second half, guys, time.
Time, he's waiting in the wings. He speaks time in quaaludes and red wine, demanding Billy Dollars names. Oh, look on my watch, it says 9:25 and I think perhaps you're smiling now, smiling through this darkness. We should be on by now. La 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 la. Time.
Dang, that was pretty bombastic. See that? That was like sensational without going overboard. You know, I feel like there's a line, and it's very easy for some like glam pop musicians to go over. That almost felt like, you know, like an anthem, like a stadium kind of song, right? Like a very like live performance kind of song. There's a lot going on in it, a lot of different styles. It kind of moved in and out of phases. It's pretty compelling. Pretty compelling. Again, I don't love it, but pretty solid stuff. The Prettiest Star.
So tired, it's the sky that makes you feel tried. Staying back in your memory are the bluebirds in the park. When I loved Prettiest Star.
So apparently that one was originally a 1970 track, and then they kind of re-recorded it in a glam style for this album. Okay. Fine. Fine glam song. Again, don't love it, but it's fine. Let's Spend the Night Together, which is a Rolling Stones track from 1967. What? Let's make love. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Let's just go, man. We're almost done. The Jean Genie. The Jean Genie.
Small Jean Genie snuck off to the city. Lives on his back. The Jean Genie loves chimney stacks.
It's over. That sounded like a song from The Sandlot, but I looked up a few of them just now, and they didn't sound anything like that, so I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, Lady Grinning Soul. I was told I might like this one if I enjoyed the piano, which, by the way, Mike Garson has been slaying it on the piano with some of these songs. I'm really impressed. Aladdin Sane and was it Let's Spend the Night Together? He was like a madman. Props to that guy. Yeah. Okay, so Lady Grinning Soul, last one, guys. Let's finish this one out.
She'll lay and lean on you, grinning soul. Hello, and America.
Sounds like like a Ravel piece.
Drive a little car. The clothes are strewn. Don't be afraid. She will be your living end. She will be your living end.
Dang. Dang. So yeah, pleasantly surprised, honestly. Like I said, I was going into this thing expecting something on par with Hunky Dory in terms of how much I'll like it, but less than Ziggy. But in some ways, I kind of like this more than Ziggy. In some ways. Some ways. Yeah, so these tracks here, the first three, pleasantly surprised by. I enjoyed them. Panic in Detroit and Cracked Actor, not my thing, but they were fine. Panic in Detroit might be my least favorite on this album, possibly. Time was a very compelling song. Prettiest Star was a fine glam song. Let's Spend the Night Together and the Jean Genie, very, very interesting. Lots of stuff going on in them. And Lady Grinning Soul was a nice surprise. The very like French impressionistic piano influences in there are very cool. On the Wikipedia page, it says like it's like sounds like a James Bond theme, which I can see. Yeah, wow, was not expecting that to be as straightforward. I guess. I was thinking like, I don't know. It seems like he's kind of a little more grounded now, which is really bizarre. He follows that up with Pinups, which no one likes apparently. Then Diamond Dogs, which is apparently pretty good, but we're skipping that one just for the sake of getting through this stuff. But that's one I might come back to because I know a lot of people have. That was one where everyone was kind of on the fence because I asked everybody in a hangout stream like which ones I should do, and that one was pretty even in terms of like yes versus no, but the no kind of won out. Young Americans, most people said to skip it, but come back to it if it sounds interesting, which it does. And then Station to Station. So, yeah, we're going to take a break from Bowie to do another poll. So if you guys want to be able to vote in this poll, I have 9 patrons right now. They're the only ones who can vote. If you want to be able to vote in these polls, you have to be a patron. Patreon.com/AlexHeitz. $1 a month is all you need to vote in them to get access to them and even see what like the voting is turning out to be, which one's winning. I said I wanted to do another heavy hitter poll, so I'll probably do like the big ones. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, Trout Mask Replica, The Holy Bible by Manic Street Preachers, and whichever one didn't. Well, there was one that won out of those 4. Like, because I did a heavy hitter last time, and one of them won. I don't remember what it is, and the other 3 didn't. So those will come back, and then I'll put another one in there. So if you guys want to vote for a big one like that, maybe I'll do like a Psycho Candy or something. No, there was one that I said I was going to throw in the polls. I have to go back and figure out what that is. Oh, Monaco. Monaco doesn't quite fit with this one, but I do want to start throwing the Music for Your Pleasure, I believe it's called, album, which has Peter Hook on it. It's kind of one of his side projects. I'm going to start throwing that into polls as well, but I won't do that for this one. So yes, a poll album is next. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope this Bowie binge is interesting, compelling. We've done 4 albums so far out of 10. We've got 6 to go. But I think I'm out of the era that I will like the least. I think Station to Station will be really interesting for me, and I think the Berlin trilogy is going to be very compelling for me as well. I'm really excited for the next like 4 albums. And I think the last 2 will be interesting as well. So I'm kind of out of the thicket now. I'm out of the bushes. But it wasn't bad. It's not like these last 4 were bad. There's glam and hard rock just isn't my thing. But there were some pleasant surprises and some songs that I've enjoyed out of this that I definitely will return to. So thank you again, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to start doing hangout streams where you guys get to chat with me, actually. I'm going to actually do my first one right after recording this, so it'll happen like chronologically before this video comes out, which will be a little weird. But yeah, I want to start doing hangout streams where I invite people on to like talk and chat with me in the video. Rather than just people in the chat telling me like, react to this song, react to that song, which is fine. But I'd like to have more of like a direct dialogue with people. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So I'm going to test that out here in a sec. We'll see how that goes. Maybe go an hour and a half. Yeah. So I'm going to start trying to do those more. So keep an eye out for those. And that's it. Thank you all, everyone, so very much. Yes. Bye.